It would be easy to say I love you because you're his. It would be sweet and it would be true, but it would be inadequate. Before you were a tiny little bundle of first breath, swaddled up and tucked just so in the nook of your daddy's arms. His eyes holding that new parent's mix of drunken adoration and mild terror.
What are you doing?
When we grow up, we begin to identify with things, which means identify means we derive our sense of who we are from certain things. When you're identified with something,
You were a bumbling toddler, big drooly grins at a computer screen. You were little video snippets I'd watch on my phone in the early morning, still under a blanket. Your melodic voice making me miss my own boy, who had grown into someone who spends his day without me. And when the summer had just begun, quietly tiptoe off to bed, you were there in person. The real you. Shy smiles and tiny fingers that handed me toys and danced across my arm, a head cocked to one side, silky hair skimming over your forehead, listening to him talk about it, your open face peeking around the door frame and gently saying hi, the expression so much like his, that look he's given me himself. And I don't know if anything else will ever really make as much sense. I want to tell you that one day you will understand just as much as the rest of us. Which is to say, not entirely. And that life is a series of unanticipated moments that they'll knock the wind from your chest, if you're lucky, which you will be. I love you because you're his, but mostly because you're your own divine magic. You come through him, but you are not him. You are you. And I love you just the same. You're probably confused since the verse did not rhyme, but it don't have to. That I didn't write, it was made another time. That there was a note from a woman to me. I was only 3 years old when my daddy's eyes opened to see there were women out there besides just my mom. Took 30 girlfriends to find the right one. The girl that wrote this, she made a difference. Without her in his life, I don't know, would we be distant? She made him appreciate life, made him think some of himself. To her, he gave some of himself, enough to better his health. But it was short, well compared to others, long but only in time. Other women would come and go. She'd get remarried, that's fine with my dad. He knew she wasn't the one for us, but for her he felt trust. It wasn't just some more lust. He kept the spiral, dating someone 20 years younger. He snapped at her once. Since that day, he flung her away from him. They were both Scorpios, so both emotional. She was also young. She had never had an older lover before. They both dated other people, like the girl that hair was red and the girl that had the sun with the sunglasses in her head. But none of them stood out until he found the last. Beautiful girl from Spain with no kids and an uplifting laugh. But time to time, you still thought about Jen. She was the one who really picked up the pen. She was the one with the camera in hand. A photographer took a picture of me in the sand, wrote a little note in the back for me to someday read. Me and Dad never saw it till this morning. I need to remember her better, but I was only 3. But 3 years after they departed, she died of cancer complications. She never got the help she needed. All that time in disbelief, and then she died. And now she's above or in eternal sleep. Dad to this day grieves. Sometimes sobs and sometimes sneezes. But she loved him. Because her own son at my age probably would leave. Probably in the streets. Her terrible stories always rude to my dad, probably because his side was gory, but I don't know much. I wasn't there for everything.